What is up, guys? It's JZNES back again to talk some Life is Strange Before the Storm, Episode 2. Finally, after a year and a half, I've decided to throw Banana out the window. He is not joining me on any of this anymore. He didn't play through it with me. I've got to get the ball rolling because I want to play Life is Strange 2 and Life is Strange True Colors and review those as well. Originally, I was supposed to do this before March of last year so that Life is Strange True Colors would release and then I could just review that when it came out. But that didn't really work out super well. So here we are. Now I'm getting back to it. This is important because Life is Strange Before the Storm Episode 2, Brave New World, is a very important episode of Life is Strange and a very good episode of Life is Strange in general. Of course, we got Gus Boy here. He always knows right when I'm making a video. So, yeah. But anyway, it's a great episode. It has these very, the gay vibes are very strong. The sapphicness, the lesbianism, you know. Prior to the Owl House, prior to Lumity, this ship was like the best representation for that, and there's a lot of that going on in this episode, and we're gonna get to that here in a bit. Still a very quality ship there between Rachel Amber and Chloe Price, and you know, I know you can go the route where they're just friends or whatever, but that's no fun. Why are we gonna do that? No. Of course, there was Max and Chloe as well. That's also another good ship. But this was the original passion, the original burning love, you know, in more than one way. You know, the game wants to point out this whole metaphor of Rachel being fire and burning passion and all of this stuff. And and how fire is beautiful and all this stuff. So, yeah. But anyway, so we'll just start from the beginning. It starts off, you're in Principal Wells' office. You're kind of getting railed for the previous day and skipping out and stuff. So, you know, you just, you're kind of sitting there, and you can either choose to kind of take it and let Rachel take the blame, and you get off lighter, or you can take the blame and Rachel will be off a little bit lighter. But I ended up just like kind of going along with her thing this time, letting her take the blame, which still gets the same results. You're still suspended, and she still can't participate in the play, even though you do anyway. Spoilers, by the way. Like, I don't know. That's just the kind of route I went with this time. Let her kind of do her thing. Played along with her scenario there. So, yeah. So there's that. And then it kind of makes her parents like less mad at you too, because usually I do kind of go the other direction with it. God, there's a lot of licensed songs on here. So, yeah, like, it's interesting because later on when you're at her house, you know, you get some different sort of dialogue, and I feel like they were a little kinder to me because of what I had said earlier, and even though Rachel was the one in trouble, they didn't think it was as bad of me because it's painted in such a light that I was trying to help Rachel, or Chloe was. I don't know why I keep saying I, because I am Chloe in this game. You know, that's like the character I'm playing as. So, yeah, basically, you kind of get off for doing that, but even though you're suspended, so that's really not getting away with it. But you go to clean out your locker, and I think there's a way to like get a joint out of there or something. But every time I do it, I feel like, but there's a way to get weed, because on the next scene, they like make you clean out your pockets. I think it's from the party in the first episode is where that would come from. But if you're carrying it on you, like, you get in trouble for that with David and the mom there. So I thought like you're cleaning out your locker specifically for that. I thought there's maybe a way to get it, but when I did it, it was just a little note saying like, "Hey, I took your weed or whatever." And Chloe's really pissed off, so she just wants to like graffiti and stuff. So she basically convinces the guard Skip there to let her go to the bathroom, and then she graffitis that with a bunch of quotes and stuff that like pissed her off, and like a giant raven and whatever, more symbolism from the whole dad dream thing. Yeah. And then so you meet Rachel later. Well, okay, first you got to go through the parking lot. You have a conversation with your mom and David, and you can kind of take it in a very aggressive route, or you can kind of be more sympathetic. You still say some harsh things to David, but you kind of make it like you're trying to do a new start sort of thing. And I've seen that play out in a lot of different ways. I've seen David like get really shit on by the mom, like because she's invading Chloe's privacy so much or whatnot. It just kind of depends on how you react to it. That everything kind of falls in place. He does talk to Elliot there. I don't talk to him. I mean, I think I did talk to him, but I don't talk to him. He's a creep. So we'll see why in the next episode. Yeah, basically I told him I'm not going to go hang out with him after the Tempest because I'm probably going to be hanging out with Rachel Amber, which is totally true because that's what you do after the Tempest play. So then after that you go to the junkyard, and then you're like you find an old truck and you're trying to fix it up. It's Chloe's truck from the original game, so you know that she eventually does fix it up. You like have to go grab a battery, and there's like some different options. You could have like a pirate flag, or like I chose the rainbow towel and the welcome mat and the bulb from the aquarium, I think it was. So yeah, there's also like Christmas lights that you can put up in there if you don't do the bulb. I think there's a couple other options, like that kind of stuff. So yeah, you get to like customize your truck a little bit, and then you and Rachel have like a nice little chat in there about all this shit that's going wrong. Oh yeah, during your conversation earlier, David kind of says that like he's moving in or whatever, so that's kind of like a big point of contention for Chloe. So yeah, you basically have a little therapy scene with Rachel. It's nice, and it's just good feels. She kind of talks a little bit, but you definitely talk a lot more than she does about like the fire and like David, and then like getting suspended from school and stuff. Seriously, they're all licensed tracks, I swear. Hopefully this one will be different. I'm not counting on it. That sounds very licensed. Yeah, so you have a nice little moment, a nice little chat with Rachel. It's kind of after, like, I think you fall asleep, though, and you get to see another creepy dad scene where he's talking about the fire and the passion and how fire is beautiful, and that's kind of what it's a metaphor for and stuff. And the raven's there, and he warns you, like, not to get burned or whatever. You're, like, roasting marshmallows with him or whatever. Yeah, so there's another scene like that. They're all kind of, weird, esoteric sort of scenes. The dad scenes. God damn, they are all licensed songs. Seriously. I don't trust this. This is totally licensed. Yep. So what happens after that? I think after that you go to the after that you get left a bag, so you get to choose your outfit. I chose the one with the tower, the tarot tower or whatever. And then later on, since it is Rachel's outfit, so she does comment on that later on, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this means like it's like a big change in your life or something like that." And I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." So I assume based on your different outfits, and there were some that I got for like having pre-ordered the game or whatever, as kind of like a bonus. There was like a Max outfit and like one from Life is Strange that Chloe wears. You have, and it's a couple like that. I just kind of decided to choose the one that I did because I thought that was the cutest one and that was the best one. Um, and it kind of represented Chloe as the younger Chloe before she became like super jaded. But I feel like, she feels like she's very jaded right now, but like she still hasn't gotten to the point of where she is in Life is Strange. So but yeah, then after that, I think you go to the Tempest, right? Am I missing something? There's got to be something in there. Oh, you go. So you got to go to Blackwell. Frank picks you up in his RV, and he's like, since you owe him money or whatever, he's like, you got to do a job for me. So he takes you to Blackwell. There's a whole little section in that like little area in front of the dormitory, like that you play in a couple of times in Life is Strange. You can talk to like Steph and what's his face there? The camera guy. I don't remember what his name is. But he's trying to take a picture of this like bird. You have to like scare the bird away to get him to go like take a picture of the totem so you can like break the sprinkler. So Samuel, who has like a totally different voice in this game, which is really weird, like comes over and tries to fix it or whatever so you can grab his keys so you can get in the dormitory. It's a long thing. It's a whole thing. You can have a little conversation with Steph about like where you stand with Rachel Amber. Is she your girlfriend, or is that something you're interested in doing? You kind of just err on the side of like confusion or like kind of like, oh yeah, maybe, kind of thing. You never like definitively say it, which is fair at this point because it's a little bit before they're like super obvious. I mean, I feel like there's still some super obvious signs, but like later in the episode it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is like very obvious now. But if you're not going to move in, Steph wants to move in on her, and so you can kind of set that up to, if you decide to go a different direction with that, you decide not to go for Rachel Amber, which, you can do, but I don't. So yeah, you go into the dormitory, you got to steal money from Drew North, like Mikey's older brother. Mikey's that kid from the D&D thing. And Drew North's like the bully that was beating up on Nathan in the first one. Apparently we stood up for Nathan because that kept getting brought up a bunch of times. I decided to, like, once I had the money from Drew, I decided to just like hide and stay in the room with Mikey and not let Damien like get to us or whatever. Drew gets really, really beat up from that and he gets hospitalized or whatever, but at least Mikey doesn't get beat up, which is also an option. If he goes out and tries to save him, he'll also get like kind of beat up. So I have the money, and I also, because I don't think there's any way that Damien like gets the money and he's happy. There's always some way, because Drew's trying to keep the money too for his dad who lost his job or whatnot. So no matter what, Damien doesn't get the money and he's pissed, and then episode 3 happens. So yeah, so that's where we're at with this. I just kind of decided to stay out of it. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Let him get beat up, because that's what he says to do. He says, stay in the room, don't let Mikey come out, and don't let anything happen. Like, just stay. You also have the option to give him the money. I think I remember that that's a thing that you can do, and then he's just like, oh, thanks for protecting it for me or something. I don't know, something like that. Weirdly enough, he never really gets mad about Chloe being there or something. I guess he just kind of assumes that Chloe is there because Mikey's there and then they're friends or whatnot. So after that, then you go to the Tempest. You can talk to a few of the people beforehand. But then Rachel Amber makes you fill in. Like, Victoria Chase from the first game got the part. She was Rachel Amber's understudy. So they do this thing where they put these pills in her tea and she faints or whatever. Julia can't get there. like right away or whatnot. So the Raven role and the Wizard role are back on the table again. So Rachel Amber basically just takes back her old role, and she says to Chloe, like, this is it. You have to do this. The fate of the play rests on your slender shoulders. That's what the drama teacher says or whatever. And so she decides to do it. So you do this whole thing where you have to like recite the lines. And if you don't recite the lines perfectly, I think she like helps you or fills it in for you or something, or improvises a little bit. But I always just do the lines right. And you have like a few stage directions that you have to do and whatever. So you have to be a part of the play, which is interesting. And then there's like this whole freestyle bit later on that's like not in Shakespeare or whatever. Or they just start kind of doing Shakespearean talk to talk about their plans of leaving together and freedom and all of this stuff. And everyone just thinks it's part of this big improvisation. And everyone loves it. And it's this big gay, lesbianish moment. All these like really big feelings. It's like a really nice sort of scene. That's like kind of one of those legendary things is like, for Life is Strange, that is the play scene, right? And then after that is one even more legendary scene. They're all hyped up on energy, and they're like, yes, you know, the thrill of successfully executing the play perfectly. And then Rachel's like, we gotta leave, we gotta do this, I'm jazzed, I want to get out of here with you. And then like it comes to a point, you know, there's some very like flirty looking like eye looks and that kind of thing, and then you can like hold her hand, and then you just like walk along together, and you don't even really, it's like a quiet nice moment, and it's like, ah. And then she offers you 3 options. You can either kiss her, get it, like say you want to get tattoos together or something, and then there's like the third one's like you get her bracelet or something, and like, yeah, that's like those 2 are like the friendship option, but you know, obviously you got to go for the kiss. And it's actually pretty prolonged, and it's very passionate, and you feel that, you know, and it's a very nice moment. It's very realized. It's kind of the culmination of everything leading up to that. And so with that settled, you know, like Chloe's like, we gotta leave. Like, yeah, I'm on board. Like, let's do it. Oh yeah, and like Chloe like can have these excuses. You like kind of hash it out, like the money thing and the parents thing, and then Rachel like has all these little answers for all of that. But then you go to her house because she's gonna like pack up some stuff. But you get roped into dinner with her and her parents. So like the dad, the district attorney from the last episode. Oh yeah. By the way, when you like went to Frank's RV or whatever, the lady that his dad was making, or that her dad was making out with in the first episode there, is the lady that's walking out of Frank's RV, and yeah. So it's kind of this like mysterious woman. Like, what's the deal with her, right? Oh, and Frank's got Pompadour. That's cool. Definitely like a little puppy Pompadour from the first game, which is cool. So, nice little foreshadowing there for the next game. But yeah, you have to have dinner with their parents. So they like, you can like go around and talk to them and like look at her house and stuff. And the dad has like all these like, what does that mean kind of things, you know, like he's like the district attorney guy or whatever. So yeah, like, oh, my shy little girl, come here. The dad, and then the mom, who also is, she's like really sweet. Like I feel like the dad is like more interrogating ish, but the mom is just, she's really nice, you know. I feel like, and she just wants the best for her daughter and her for her friends, like to make her happy and all that. So, like the dad though, I got him to say like, oh, maybe you're the kind of friend she needs in this rough time of adolescence or something like that. And I'm like, I've never even heard him say anything nice about Chloe, so that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, and it's just little things like that. You have to like set the table, and then you like go and ask him what sort of drink he wants and all of this stuff, and then like once you set the table, there's like the infamous dinner scene where they're all sitting there, and Rachel's just kind of spacing out for most of it, and then she gets really angry because because of what her dad did, with the lady. They were kissing or whatever, and she like confronts him about it, and then this is where the episode ends on this big twist that wasn't like, I had to wait months and months and months between the episodes. He reveals that the lady that he was kissing was Rachel's biological mother. So, and then it's like, whoa, like what the fuck? And actually it's funny because I don't remember what they're called anymore, but there was these people who used to do these Life is Strange theories. I haven't seen them post in a while, so I don't really know. It was these two girls. But yeah, they used to do these Life is Strange Geek Remix. That was it. Geek Remix. They used to do these Life is Strange theories, and when they were doing the initial playthrough of this game, in episode 2 when she walks out of Frank's trailer, I think even before that, she was like, yeah, that's Rachel's bio mom, like, without even having got to the end of the thing. She just kind of guessed this. She guessed that Mr. Jefferson was a bad guy in the first episode of Life is Strange, like, in the original game, too, and stuff. And I'm just like, wow, what the fuck? Like, she's got really good insight on this stuff. And, this is before the ending to that game was even out, Okay, in this one, like, could she have looked it up beforehand? Maybe. But I still genuinely believe she saw that coming somehow, which is really interesting. But yeah, so that's the big reveal. And then they just kind of end on that. And so that's the whole episode. It is just a really well executed and great episode. I feel like the characters all really grow, and they have really good moments, and there's a lot of pretty decent puzzles and that kind of thing. The play scene was really great. The obviously the scene after that, meeting her parents, is cool. It just like it's the perfect kind of Life is Strange episode. There's a lot going on, but I really enjoy that. And there's a lot of really decent branching paths you can take as well, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, I really liked this episode, Life is Strange episode 2, Before the Storm. I don't know, I don't have any like deep revelations about it, but it's really gay. It's really sapphic. It's a nice word to use. So yeah, I just love their ship. I love their relationship with each other. I think it's great. Episode 3 is an interesting one. It definitely is kind of like in Life is Strange, where we didn't really get all the answers to everything, and it kind of deviates from what it was supposed to be originally. It takes a really weird and different turn to what we were kind of expecting. But that's always what happens when there's like 3 months of fan speculation in between episodes or whatever. And then we just don't get what we want, and then but there was a lot of unused stuff in this Before the Storm, so they went a whole different direction. I can't even remember really why that was. I don't know if we ever figured that out. But it'll be interesting to go back to it. It's a very divisive episode. I remember liking it, but also there's some parts where I'm just like, that's really weird that they went that direction with it. I was just expecting this really epic conclusion, and it's kind of a strange conclusion. I mean, a life is strange, right? Anyway, so yeah, we'll get to that. then we got to get to Captain Spirit in the second game, and then True Colors and all of that. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm excited to review the next episode as well, and see how it holds up again after all this time. So, anyways, until next time, this has been JZNES saying keep it classic, stick around for more reviews, underrated games, and I'll see you guys in the next one. JZ out.